And it's 10 minutes down 11 o'clock. Let's now bring on the man Solomon Baga Reeves as we begin the nighttime spin right here on Tuesday, the 8th day of July, 2025. Solo?
Yes, good evening, Stephen. Good evening to our wonderful people of Mama Liberia, those that are right on right by the Atlantic Ocean in the wonderful continent of Africa, uh, and of course Liberians that are in the diaspora on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean, uh, Pacific Ocean, the Indian Ocean, and all the oceans where we have Liberians residing. So it is a
You,
pleasure for us to be on
you
tonight.
about that.
And also, I would like to say good evening to We Nation, my home nation, and also to the wonderful people of Riverside County, uh, in a Doden district, commonly called Mawai district. Good evening to all of you guys. Thank you for the good job at the school. God bless.
Okay, so we are back again after a long, long, wonderful weekend. And how was yours? How's our guys there?
Well, everything
I would
is
ask for librarians back there because they are our guys. We're a bit concerned with them because I know some of them, not some of them, but they too are concerned about us that are on the ground too.
well, Liberians in general. We love our country and we are concerned about those that are on the motherland or living right in there with motherland, on the motherland. We are concerned, and it is our hope that all of us can be proud children of Mama Liberia, and that all of us will be able to take care uh, of Mama Liberia. Thank you for always asking about Liberians in the diaspora, how we are doing, how can we all uh, cater to the needs of our aging mother, Mama Liberia.
Yeah.
We are aging because our mom is over 100 years.
Hell yeah. That's for sure. Okay, so before we go to our real issue, I know we'll be doing some chit chat before Tony comes in alongside with Ali Masale. But some of the things that Tony showed the last time on the screen from Staten Island. I know you're not on that side.
I'm right
How
here.
else you did that too?
Yeah, I was the vice president for the same Liberian community.
Okay, so I just felt that you was out of Staten Island. Only Tony was there.
Well, I'm here.
Okay,
Here now we read on Staten Island.
okay. So it's
But
like
the nickname for Staten Island here is Little Liberia.
wow, yeah. Because from prior to me coming to Freedom Radio, I listened to the Nighttime Spin. By then, it was on a local station called Voice of Liberia, owned by Henry Costa.
Oh,
And
okay.
that was the first time listening to Tunis, the likes of Nokofo, Ben Sao, my own man, Toyo Harris. It makes my voice sound silky. So, but then Tunis talk about they have some of the common thing we have in Liberia, they have it there on Staten Island, like what you display last on the screen about Poto, Benesi Kenny, plenty chips, all of that.
Yes, actually, we decided to use that as a therapy and as a way of income generation for most of our mothers, sisters, aunties who have always been the breadwinner for the children back home. Many of us who went to school who did not come from a rich family, our parents, our mothers, sisters, aunties, grandmothers, they all were at the market selling. And then, of course, whatever money they generate, they, they will send us to school. So when the Liberia Uncivil Civil War uh,
You say
happened,
that again?
the Liberia Uncivil Civil War.
But it was silver.
It
Silver.
was it was not civil. Anything that is civil benefits the people of the country. Uh, so they just did that to destroy certain
In,
people,
in,
and
the,
then
in the midst of civility, there can be conflict.
of course, but that's why we consider the Liberian on civil war.
Okay, that's how you
Uh,
treat me.
on in a civil crisis and things like that. When you want to be civil in things, you don't eat another person's heart on TV to be showing uh, for redemption. The heart that you were eating was
Those
just
are the
common,
practice in civility.
and so that's why we say I call it the on civil war.
Okay.
Um, so of course, some of the thing was very gruesome. Oh yeah, that lady is pregnant. Then the other person say, "Oh, that's a boy." They will say, "No, that's a girl."
Hey, last
Let's
time,
let's find it out. Then they gash that person, got open, remove the baby. Is that a civility? No. So it was a brutal, uncivil civil war. That's what I always nickname it. But yes, so during our tenure uh, as leader for the Liberian community, uh, our brothers, sisters, aunties, they have always been indoor, nothing for them to really do, and what have you. So we thought it wise to talk to government authority and some other stakeholder in Staten Island that most of our mothers and sisters who are here, who are not really lettered, they they were selling for survival. Most of them, their children, grandchildren depend on them while in here in the United States. So we can talk to authority so that we'll be able to establish uh, the market. In fact, we wanted to call it Waterside Market, but since we have other Africans that the Ghanaians,
that was
uh,
a
look,
Maggie State, right?
huh?
The guy was a Maggie State.
Maybe they do, but here we wanted to name it Waterside.
I just forgotten the state is actually in, but I saw it before. I saw some video all into it. You see, just what I'm talking about the red palm oil, the tobacco oil, the okra. They just caught it in the plastic, like reserve,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we just decided to have a parking market so that everybody who reside there they will feel comfortable. Uh, they all would do their selling and things like that, and that was a form of income generation. And also, our emphasis was as uh, rehabilitation for our people. Imagine you used to sell all the time. You used to be on the market, interacting with people, generating money to feed your family or to send the kids to school. Now, in this country, your level of education is very, very, very low. You cannot get a job out there. You indoor, you stress, and all those stuff. So, by bringing them outside to an open place in a market form, uh, was uh, was therapy for them. So we're able to have the place, and today we still having the place. The thing is going on, even though after serving the community for sometimes I resign as vice president for the community, and of course the process continue, and up to today the process is continuing. Our people are still there. Some of them they have already aged, and they can no longer come outside. But some of their grandchildren and other people, they are still keeping up the tradition of our community here on Staten Island.
Yeah, and I'm told there was some maggots in Philadelphia. KOK was in the States. He said he went there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
So yeah,
I saw some video about Waterson Market. Like he just said, he was there some time ago in Philadelphia. So it's there.
I believe so, because we most of where we have our Liberian people, we try to have our Liberian way. Again, as I said, many of us in Liberia, our mummies, our aunties, our grandmom, the only means they had to generate money for them to send us to school was through their petty business and things like that. So it is a therapy by itself, and that's why we do in most of the states here. Um, if you go to probably Rhode Island, maybe they have a little bit different way of doing things. We have some Liberians even in Pennsylvania or in the Philadelphia area. They have stores where they sell African goods and things like that. Here on Staten Island, we used to have Liberians used to own stores and other stuff besides what they're doing now. So some of them used to have fishing store, I mean fish market where you used to sell all kinds of things. Of course, at one time, one of them were trying to bring in some of our delicacy, like monkey meat and things like that. So
Okay.
while in the process of bringing it, they saw the monkey head or the hand, and of course she got into a serious problem with with the U.S. government, and
Why?
because those animals you can kill them, you can sell them, you can do that.
Oh wow.
So I mean, it was serious problem. Up to now, if you want to bring up your monkey meat, you better take all the hand, all the head, take them from there. And if you can take,
Almost like the frozen chicken that they send to Africa, especially Liberia.
well,
You don't see the head, only the feet and the chicken thigh you see. And the chicken
usually
chicken tete.
usually here, they don't sell the chicken head or the intestine or the stuff. What they do usually when it comes to the heart or the liver or the gizzard, they can sell those. Uh, but for the head and things that I haven't seen the head, but they sell the feet as well. Only the chicken head I have not seen. Um, but
Sorry to you.
if you go to the portrait, the chicken portrait, and you want for them to kill the chicken, you tell them what to do. They will kill the chicken, clean it for you good, and you say, okay, I just want everything. They will not take anything. They will just give you the whole chicken. Then you can take the intestine out if you want to clean it or eat it. Whatever you want to do with it, you can do that. If you're getting goat and you don't want to just remove the skin by pouring hot water on the goat, they can burn it real good for me. When I go to the portrait to get goat meat, the whole goat, I point out the one that I want. They will kill it, and I say I want for you to burn it because I like to smell the skin of the goat. So they do that. It's very good.
I want to clear something here because is something that I know many that are listening will want to know as to how it actually happening because you talk about the issue of having organization of Liberians in the states, especially your area, Staten Island, where you guys have funds so to help those women that uh, perhaps they have not gone far in school. I want to say uneducated, but then I won't ask because many a time the narrow minded one. Sorry to say the word, but those that will think the other way will feel that going to America may be a plus.
Oh yeah,
Then you
it
go
is a
there, you don't find a job to do. It's something to talk about. Then you end up being like liability to somebody because I know most often like an older woman will go to America. Perhaps she has her daughter or son there. Perhaps do some catering job for he or she, and then they get paid. But out of that, just go there and then be in house all alone. And then the community will have to rally around to see how better they can help you. Then what's the essence of going there? Because when we say, what didn't you use the money that you used to go there to use it for different things back in Liberia to upgrade your life?
well, the thing is, first of all, when you are here, the possibility of having Medicaid to be able to go to the hospital when you're sick, that is done. And if you are not working and things like that, the government has assistance in place where they help you with cash assistance and with SNAP or food assistance. So we don't have all of those things in Liberia. We have different groups. They only cater to providing food for the community. They have a food bank where they can supply food to low income communities and things like that. In fact, here we operate a food pantry, and it is open to everybody within. the community, not just Liberian. We gave rice, different food, fruits and vegetables. Uh, give proteinous food with protein. We provide all of those stuff. So when the mom or the auntie they come, the reason you bring it is family reunion. The Americans believe in uh, things are changing now, but they believe in family value. So you can be divided away from your family. So they allow green card holders or citizens to send for their family members. If you are if that particular family member is your brother or so if you apply for them, it takes about 10 years before they can start working on the process. But the question that you ask is when they are home, because they cannot cope with the system.
Mm.
Uh, like Steven will say, okay, oh man, instead of me spending a huge money taking my child to daycare somewhere where of course, that particular daycare center, they may not know our cultural value and the things that we do. So, the Liberian mother or sister or auntie who is here and who cannot really go out there to get the kind of job that is available. Uh, we also look out for one another, and then of course they can babysit you if you want to charge them for if that maybe $10 per hour or $5 per hour or whatever the negotiation will be. They will also be there to provide assistance for your child. You know, we are from the African village, so everybody here taking care of everybody with appreciation or token and things like that. So yes, it is important for them to come, even though they may not be literate in the English and go out there to get regular job and things like that. But America provides means to accommodate such people.
Okay. So before we go to our real topic, how is it like Liberians find a job in America? Is it easy? Is it a tough thing to do?
So job is available, all kinds of jobs available. It is left with the individual, and also once that particular individual is qualified for what type of job. Uh, Somebody here could have their own cleaning company, and I could hire other person who may not be able to read and write and things like that, but I could hire that person, pay the person under my company. Uh, and that is another source of income for that person. If you want to work in human services, whether uh, providing healthcare services, we have some of our mothers, sister, daughters who probably started as home health aid. That is, they get trained so as to provide basic medical needs for the elderly at home or somebody who is incapacitated. So they are trained to provide services to them. And most of the time, when our fellow Liberians in Liberia, when some of us come and we say we want to get involved in politics, you always hear them say, "Oh, they've been doing a poo cleaning job," and those are some of the things they are referring to because there are people that AI are not going to help or any missionary going to help them to take care of them. Individual have to provide those basic healthcare and things like that. So different jobs. There are some who are trained to work in a restaurant, uh, and of course, you work in a restaurant. That is another source of income. Some people are trained to take out of uh, what we call assertive kids. There are some kids that have serious mental problem, and we provide uh, counseling for them. I've been working in those in that kind of capacity as a youth care specialist, where we counsel the young people to be productive citizens within a community. Some of them they commit crimes. They were because of their age they couldn't send them to regular prison, so they send them to juvenile detention. And then of course they will send them in a various groups. So for example, you can register with the government that you want to provide services for such a young individual. So once you are certified, you want to bring in 10 individuals, so that you can mentor them, provide the services that we need, so that they can be productive in a community. You can do that. So there are so many opportunities that people do to work. Some people can do delivery. You just go to some of these places and just drive postages, packages to people's homes and things like that. So many job opportunities. And of course, we have some people who, because of their habit, alcoholism and drug addiction, uh, and if your urine test or whatever test they're doing for drug and alcohol, if your level is abnormal, then of course find a job to certain companies, it will be very difficult. When I was working with the Lutheran Social Services and things like that, we always used to help our young Liberians here. Some of them who have problem with alcohol and things like, we counsel them, or drug, we counsel them, and then we try to send them to job corps where they will be trained for various job opportunity. I mean, some of the kids, those who could not really leave the alcohol or the drugs, usually the company will do drug tests through the urine sample. Sometimes they will take a female urine. They will not take their own urine. Just when they test it, uh, so that they will be drug free. I remember one of our kid, he took somebody's urine, a female urine, put it in a condom, and then hid it in his brief, so that when they say you go bring urine a sample, you will open up the condom and take the urine sample and carry it to the person. Unfortunately,
They do
uh,
that.
huh? Oh
How
yeah,
do you do
yeah,
that?
they do all kinds of things. We work with all of them. So unfortunately, that particular person, I'm not going to call name. I know he has
I don't have
5 years
to.
from that,
I have
but
to.
he took this girl's urine. So when they did the test, the girl was pregnant. So then they said, "But how can this guy be pregnant?" So it
Oh,
was it
oh,
was it
oh, oh.
was a big thing. We then they started looking at us, technically, that maybe we're bringing Liberians and other people on board that was actually duping the system, and we,
Yeah,
we were aware of that, and we're trying to corrupt the system. But we have to
trying to eat it a bit.
yeah, so we try to explain to them, but some of them, they did the right thing and they were able to maintain their job, and what have you. So there are so many ways of doing that. For example, I'm a CEO of Abenion Community of Hope, and Abenion Community of Hope, we do referrals, job preparation, we do immigration services, we do interpretation or linguistics, so that if Stephen was to seek assistance, whether immigration assistant or whatever assistant, but Stephen's language, they can really understand Stephen, or Stephen cannot speak the standard English or cannot speak English properly, then our agency, along with other agency, we will step in. They will call us to do interpretation and to interpret, especially I do Basa most of the time. Uh, and if it is Kru or Grable and some of the other stuff, sometimes I will use the Liberian English to communicate that with them. So there are a lot of opportunities here for anybody who comes in the country. Of course, there are other people who don't want to work. They sit back so that they can get free housing from government, free food from government, free
Wow.
cash assistance from government, medical assistance from government. So this is what Trump's administration now, they are saying, if you are able to work, then those things that you are getting, you cannot get it, you can work. And those who really need it, the old people who need it, the people who are incapacitated, who need a Medicaid, or who need the SNAP or the food, who need housing assistance, they will do that. Of course, other people, especially for the Democratic Party, they say, "Oh, they're taking away all of these opportunities from these people and what have you." So America is very, very, very good. It can make you better, and it can make you to regret your coming uh, in the country, because
Depending
if
on
you
how you
get
gonna
in trouble,
do things.
Well, if you get in trouble, to get in trouble is easy, but to get out of trouble is very difficult. Um, so that's why whenever we are doing counseling, when I was working with the resettlement program for the refugees, we do a lot of counseling, what you need to be aware of, and what to do, what not to do, and how to govern yourself. So we do all of those orientation, counseling our people, and what have you. Uh, it is serious when you come. Sometimes our young men, when they come, oh, they want to say, oh, free ride, free girls, and things like that. If you're not very careful, that same free ride, free girl you're talking about, it can get you incarcerated, and you will regret doing that. So America is good; it can make you or break you. That's what I mean.
Okay, so that's the voice of the man Solomon Bagaris right here on the Night and Spin. Let's go for this, bro. Come back. We go to our talking points and take calls.
Any other guys in the back or not yet?
I'm looking at them. I'm looking at the stuff, but they have not actually appeared yet.
Yeah.
He probably coming always late.
My brother, God can bless anybody.
Win big today with Win Liberia on Freedom FM. Yes, for just $100 Liberian dollars or 50 cent United States dollars, you can win from 4,000 Liberian dollars up to 10,000 Liberian dollars. And for $200 Liberian dollars or $1 United States dollar on Japa days, you can win from 15,000 Liberian dollars, 50,000 Liberian dollars, 100,000 Liberian dollars, and up to 1 million Liberian dollars. For these amazing prizes, dial *255*1#. Again, dial *255*1#. The more you play, the better your chances. It's Win Liberia Cash Giveaway on Freedom FM.
And the work we dey do will bring the rubber. And there
Okay,
were so many no.
Welcome back to the program, The Night and Spain, with Win Liberia Cash Giveaway *255*1#. You're now playing with $100 Liberian dollars, but actually you're gonna play with $50 Liberian dollars or 25 US cents, and stand a chance to win $4,000 up to $10,000 from now until tomorrow morning. So again, Solo, we are back here for that discussion. Our president is out of the country. He actually went to the States, the USA, to attend the US Africa Summit upon the invitation of US President Donald Trump. How is the atmosphere that you feel that when it comes to Liberians, receiving the president's delegation in the States?
Well, actually, this is not the Africa U.S. summit. There was just invitation by the U.S. government, President Trump,
Okay.
and for business purpose, other security purpose, he decided to bring the first five uh, African team. So that's why they do it, and maybe after that, the normal African U.S. summit will be done later. But he doing in segment. So we have a bunch of other African leaders that they will send invitation to shortly. But yes, the president of the
But it falls
United States.
in the same category. It's about
That
business.
again?
I say it falls in the same category because it's about business and other developmental issues.
Yes, of course. But it's specific on the
Yeah,
individual country,
yeah.
yeah, and things like that. But the invitation for which Liberia is a part of is great. And the approach that the American government, especially under the leadership of President Donald J. Trump, the approach he's taking, it is good for America, and also it is good for Africa. Uh, back during the Cold War days, as I was we're discussing backstage earlier,
Yeah.
we have the Soviet Union, which was we have the socialist government, and then we have the communist government, which are the communist country, and things like that. So during the Cold War, Russia, they were looking for partners. America was looking for partners, and it went for years. Anybody who would do business with the Soviet Union, America will frown on that country. Even when Tolbert decided to do business with that of the Soviet Union, uh, countries within the Soviet Union, such as Czechoslovakia, Hungary, and all those other countries. I mentioned Hungary because I was one of those opportune to have gone to Hungary to do my study there. But when we were growing up, we said, "Oh, those people from the communist, socialist country, they don't like Christianity," and Christianity was very important to me. So I turned the opportunity down. At time, President Tolbert was talking about that the youth, they are the precious jewels for the country, and he was giving a lot of opportunities for young people to go abroad to study. Uh, so that was it. That was a Cold War, and then of course in the 80s, the Cold War ended, and of course we have individual countries doing their own thing. Uh, Now that China, Russia, North Korea, they have already grouped together and they have a different approach how to gain from Africa. So they started doing business with Africa when they come in, whatever business they can do and whatever they can get from Africa. You can see the handwork of China in almost all of the African countries. In Ghana, they build a decent railway, and in other countries, the Chinese they did all of those stuff. So then the United States, their approach, the way they used to do things through the CIA and other means that they were doing things so that they will bring in government that they can control and all of those stuff. So it make Africa to turn more and more to to China and Russia because China and Russia they work hand in hand. So it is crippling uh, the interest of the United States. Now, the United States dollars has been the main tenure of exchange. What I mean is that every country they will take the United States dollars for business and things like that. So recently, we have about maybe 30 plus countries that came together and they form what they call the BRICS, and they want to use their currency so that they can do purchasing and all those stuff. And by doing that, it is taking the United States out of the picture. The US dollars is about to go valueless by having a strong BRICS currency that people will be using. So then the American government started re-strategizing what they can do, what approach they should get with the continent of Africa so that America's influence or presence in Africa can be felt differently this time around. So the president of the United States came out with that. We don't want for any country to depend on us for aid, but what we want to do, we want for us to have business and security partnership so that if we are doing business with you, we all follow the rule of engagement or whatever agreement we come up to. So, for example, Liberia has significant uh, natural resources that America can tap in, or American companies can tap in. One of the stuff that surfaced not too long ago was the iron ore in Liberia. America started saying, "Look, we don't want for Canada to be the one producing steel for us, or for China to be the one producing steel for us. It would be good for us to start um, uh, producing steel and all those stuff." So one of the companies that they started working with, or for that particular company to sell their iron ore to, is ArcelorMittal, Liberia's iron ore company in Liberia. Those were some of the things that were surfacing, and of course you saw the government of the United States, they're talking about rare earth and different minerals that they can use to enhance technology. And Africa is a continent that have those minerals or natural resources that America can use to enhance technology, whether it's through AI or through the cell phone or whatever means. So the approach now is business and security. So they decided in West Africa uh, to start with Liberia. While Liberia uh, is the first independent Black Africa that was actually structured by the United States. So Liberia and the United States, they have that record of strong ally. In fact, there are some saying that uh, as Liberia's America is Liberia's stepfather, or Liberia is America's stepchild, and we have all of those stuff going on and on. So the approach is, how can we start gaining ground in Africa? So we start with Liberia, and of course Guinea-Bissau, uh, and some other West African countries. So, and they know the influence uh, of China in those countries, especially in Liberia, is not as it is in some other African countries. So, by having a good business with the people, with those countries, it would be in the interest of America and also be in the interest of those countries, instead of America sending money through their USAID. And when it was recently found out that USAID, the money that USAID get to provide the kind of services in those countries, they don't use the money just like that. They use the money to to remove government or change government, and all kinds of things. And that was discovered when they set up the uh, the Doge, the government of efficiency, through the Trump administration. So that was one of the reasons uh, they decided to do away with USAID. USAID were using in Liberia, for example, even though we didn't in Liberia, we didn't use that, but what they were doing is that they wanted to improve the improving the election system. They're doing all this stuff. How has the election something in the country? How's a common Liberian benefited from that? Sometimes you say they say that you say money to train some journalists. What has been the impact of training journalists in the country from USAID that has really impacted the common people in Liberia? Sometimes they will say, okay, we're taking judges and some other lawyers to Ghana so that we can have retreat. How has those things really impacted Liberia? So the Trump administration, they found out that money that was being sent, American taxpayer money that was being sent through that NGO, they were mismanaging it and all those. So sometimes somebody in Congress, or that have contact in Congress, they will establish their own NGO, and that NGO will come to Liberia, and then they will say, okay, we're going to help our girls for sanitation, or what we call, girls sanitation, the temper or whatever girls can use. So somebody will come and say, oh, they don't have this, they don't have that, and they will establish such non-for-profit, work with some of the few local people, and then they bring in other people from the diaspora, and they pay more money, and the money that you say supposed to have used in the country to really benefit the common people, they don't benefit from it. So that's why the Trump administration decided taking a different approach, and the major approach that they are taking, instead of USAID, where you just give free things. We're not going to do that anymore, but we do it through business. If you get a rubber and we are interested in a rubber, then we go through that business and we establish it. And this is why they call these leaders. They call them one by one for business and security purposes. But one of the security things in Liberia, in addition to Liberian government uh, uh, illegally selling their passport to anybody that they have interest in, uh, which also jeopardized the security of the country, because back in the 90s, former President George Bush, they discovered that some Yemenis, they were having Liberian passport. And of course, when they did some investigation, it was confirmed that other foreign nationals, they were carrying Liberian passport. it makes things difficult for common Liberians to easily travel to the United States because our passport were being sold to other people. And the second security threat in the country is the currency, the Liberian currency, uh, it is not protected. Anybody can do counterfeit of the Liberian dollars, and they can bring it in the country, and they can buy the US dollar. And by buying the US dollar, take for example, if you have the terrorist organization and they know in Liberia it's a free ride, so that organization may have their own people. They say, okay, go to Liberia. Uh, and then they have all of this counterfeit money because there are some information we're getting that the Liberian dollars, the counterfeit ones, they're making some of them in Guinea and what have you. So if they get the counterfeit money, uh, if the Liberian government is taking the exchange to be maybe 190, and then the other guys come and say, okay, we give you $200. So who you will go to? You will go to the person that will give you $200, and then they will take the U.S. currency and do whatever they want to do. So that poses a serious security threat to America and also to that of the of Liberia. So those are some of the things that our government needs to get right, and that when we get into business, that the business will benefit the country as well as, of course, America is always going to seek their interest, but our government to seek our interest. That's where the question lies.
Yeah, so like you said, Liberia or African countries would benefit like was the US. But to what extent the countries actually benefit that could be of help to their own growth and development?
Well, this is how it has been. We have people that we put in power, and the people that we put in power,
It's about
they
making a case.
yes, everything that they do is for their own gratification. They don't put money in the hospital setting in the country because when they get sick, they get enough money to fly to a country where they think they can get better health. Most of them, instead of investing in their country, some of them they would take that money, give it to a cousin or an auntie or somebody who is abroad, whether America or whatever. They buy homes and they do all of those stuff, and gradually they will start sending their kids to stay over there for school purpose. And of course, when you come for school purpose, you can there's a possibility of adjusting your status. Even if you came on F1, you can apply for extension. Sometimes while in school, other opportunities may come. You may find an American citizen, and you may fall in love with that American citizen. You're going to adjust your status, and of course, you're going to be a permanent resident. You're going to be a citizen, and what have you. So they will be able to start doing businesses through their children or family members, and at the same time depleting the wealth from the country. And it has been going on for years and years and years and years. So whenever they sign any contract, the contract they sign is what is in it for me. The reason why America has not actually been involved with some other businesses is that America has what they call the anti-bribery law. So when you come to Liberia, and if you want this particular business and the people for you to get a business, whoever will be in front of the business, for example, if Steven, you were to be in charge of the business, the thing is what am I going to get? So if the other partner will be able to bribe you, or the other bidder will be able to bribe you, then you will in the interest because the person have bribed you, you will consider that company more than the other country who is not bribing. So because of the anti-bribery law, all of the contracts that were to be uh, normally bidded for, it was done the other way. So now America is taking a different stand that, well, whatever it will take for us to have a business contract in these countries, we have to do them so that our relevance can be in a country when it comes to business instead of having the people from Turkey, the people from the other places, because they understand the bribing. They don't have anything in their constitution or in our government that is against bribing, especially in other countries. So this is why you're seeing a new approach that the Trump administration is taking so that we can be in good business. When America, Sweden, or the West, they were involved with the iron ore business in Liberia. We saw how Lamco Yekepa or Lamco Bikana, how they used to be. It was like a small Europe in Liberia. But
Mm-hmm.
when uh, the company was bought or was turned over to different people. For example, the Indian people, their approach is different. All they want to do is to just exploit the people. And then once any of our government officials go there on a weekend or whatsoever, get a brown envelope, they will be protecting those companies, and then Liberia doesn't benefit. And these are some of the things. Take for example the APN terminal, Madam Parker, who was the managing director at the port there.
Yeah.
Madam Parker, of course, from the onset, I was not really understanding her, and I was not really in favor of her. There were some other research that we're doing, and I came across a document. And then, of course, Madam Parker was asking, I think it was 2011 or 2012, she was asking the Liberian government to increase her salary because the port system they provide a significant pay for other people that work for these other ports in different countries. Liberia was the only country that was paying like $6,000 a month to Madam Parker at the time. So Madam Parker was asking for at least for 12,000, while other port managers they were getting a lot of money. Liberia was less. So anyway, Madam Parker said to Madam Salif that if we will fix the port ourselves, even if we borrow money, wherever we borrow money from, we'll be able to make more money, and we'll be able to pay those people, and Liberia will stand a better position to provide the necessary or the needed services in the country. Look, if the APN terminal that is owned by the Tony Blair company and other people, the amount of money that they take from the country and what they give to the country, if they are giving 3% as a tax to the government, or whatsoever, if they make $1 billion, and you look at 3% of billion, you say, oh wow, Liberia has what 5 million, and the APN terminal last year they gave 30 million, so that's a lot of money. But it is not a lot of money. They're duping the country. The country not really benefiting. If Liberia was making a lot of money, 30 million and all of those stuff, what can 30 million do after taking salaries and government functions and all those stuff for education, for road connectivity and all those stuff? It's nothing. But the names sound big. So those are the things that have been going on. Our government they will make decisions in the interest of the individual instead of in the interest of the country. Just recently, we heard about 1.8 billion contract being signed by the same company that was rejected by the WIA administration, the offer, and what have you. Yeah. So is it going to benefit Liberia? We are still to see. And once America is benefiting from it, they will say, well, we have done our part. It is left with your government. I remember back in the 80s, Cohen, who was the Secretary of State of America, when Liberians were talking about the situation in the country, Cohen said, well, African leaders are African leaders. No one is better. We work with Doe and all of that. They are all corrupt. So we work with Doe because it was in their interest. They now want for the influence of the East or China, Russia, and other those to be in a country. So they started working along with somebody, a government that they will use. Of course, the coup d'etat came, and all of those things they were turned away, and they hailed Doe. Doe was their best president, and what have you, because America interest was being met by the Doe administration or the what you call the People Redemption Council. So those are some of the things. Our leaders are not making decisions in the interest of the country. Stephen, and I'm going to rest from this. If you were to leave from Liberia and go to those areas where people are doing gold mining, diamond mining, other whether logging company, the breaches that those logging companies put there, they will take some of the same log and put it on the river, cover it with the river, and then they put dirt over it. Their truck will be able to pass. Can you imagine how long it will take before those huge log, if they pile them, maybe if they put 3 or 4 on top of each other and they bury it with dirt and things like that, car will be going freely. But if their contract was 15 years, before 15 years, you will see the water will be undermining the wood. It will get rotting. Then when they're ready, everything will scatter. They have taken all of the timber from the country. They did not leave anything that the people will benefit from. And this is because of the way our government, our representatives, our senators, the way they've been treating their own country, the country that they said they love so dearly. So we are in serious problem. Nobody is putting the affairs of the country first. So anybody that America can do business with, that America's interests will be prioritized, they will do business with that person. It is our responsibility to make sure that our government seeks our interest. And if they are not seeking our interest, then we don't need to keep them as government. We need to remove them until we find somebody that will have the interest of the country. I'm not saying we should maybe do it like Mali or like Niger or like Burkina Faso. We did it before, and the person who came in, they were somebody that was brought in, fully supported by the American government, by the CIA, and then of course we saw the result of the Doe military takeover in Liberia. So it is a serious problem when it comes to people that we choose to be our leader. If they are not innovative, if they are not nationalistic, if they are not patriotic, we're not going to get anywhere. That's why when Trump came in, he said America first. And we always make that kind of slogan, oh, a bastard first, bastard last. But it's just a statement that we make. But this man, when he came into America first, he put in America first. And people see that he put in America first. They can criticize him, they can give him the worst name and all this stuff. Say America first and America first. We need a leader that will prioritize the interests of Liberia, and we see that. How can you produce iron ore and the breaches in a country? You're not using the iron ore. You're using a wood and some other stuff. What is that? What is the purpose of God giving us the iron ore? And if a company is doing iron ore over there, why can't we say, look, all of our breaches, the breaches in our country, major breaches, we want for all of them to be a real iron breaches and things like that. They're not doing it. And this is a problem that we have when it comes to the invite or the invitation given to our president and a few other African leaders. We see how they're going to do. And you will see how the Guinea-Bissau president and those other people, the Mauritanians, you see how to respond. And you will see how we will behave. That's why the former ambassador said, if you have a child, that child is born, but the child is not great. It's not walking. The child is not doing anything. Then the man said, then biologically something is wrong with that child. And you need to find the solution to whatever condition that child has so that the child can grow.
For sure.
And this is Liberia's example. The former U.S. ambassador in Liberia, he said that. We 100+ years, but we're not growing. The way we talk, we don't talk. If anybody talks in the interest of the country, we gang up against that person. Take for example, when this young lady started talking about, said, look, America, we love America, but we need to tell America that we are mature. We need. Say that again.
Reptile?
Yeah, Reptile, yes.
Reptile,
yeah. We need to do this for the interest of our country. We need to tell these people that we are mature and we need to have a father and son discussion. And then when you have the father and son discussion, it is different. When Stephen was a little child, talking to the daddy is different than when Stephen became a mature person. The dialogue between Stephen and the dad is different, even though it's dialogue, but it's different than when Stephen was a child.
Oh, sure.
Liberia's dialogue with the United States has always been that Liberia is the little child and say, Daddy, I want biscuit. Daddy, I want toffee.
Change your mind, change your attitude.
Yes, and these are some of the things. And we are hoping that President Bwakai's invitation to the United States for this business and security discussion, that he will speak in the interest of the country, for the betterment of the country, that both countries will benefit, America and Liberia. Americans and Liberians will benefit. It's my prayer and my hope for that to be.
Okay, before we go to the lines, other thing that you said, I can just safely say from what I grabbed that this entire summit, it may be somehow highly political because it appears to be one-sided. Where in fact, like you said, our leaders have not grown when it comes to presenting themselves outside. But America, like you said, America will benefit, Liberia benefit as well. But looking at the percentage of the benefits, they will take more. And it's like we will be having like the most important part will be taking less, they take more. So it's like our leaders, perhaps they are not actually have that changing mind of addressing issues of present day realities, to make sure that the society, because if you would talk about the summit, because look at trade investment, business emphasis, hosting corporate council on Africa, all of these things embedded within that summit. How is it affecting the country and the commoners?
A few years before, when you listen to the Africa America Summit a few years ago, and you saw some countries uh, gaining billions of dollars, uh, and we didn't really gain anything that much. And all depends on how innovative, uh, how nationalistic, how patriotic the leader is. Look, Liberia, Liberia was founded on individualism, because the slaves, they know that in
Sure, for
America, everything was not the government but individual. So they look for individual interest. So in the country, when Liberia was established, Firestone came there. It was individualistic. Everything that they did was in their interest. They took the people's land, and instead of encouraging the people to do farming like they were doing before, there's a reason why Liberia gained relevance during right after feudalism and capitalism came up. Was because of the they call it spices, but because of the grain, Liberia, things that other countries they didn't have, they could not really grow. Liberia, they could farm any kind of vegetable, any kind of spice, and things that are very important in the business. Of course, of course, they went to the Ivory Coast, and of course, what was important at the time, Ivory, Ghana, what was important at the time, gold and all this stuff. So the Spaniard or the Europeans, they saw whatever thing was profitable to their countries. They name that particular region, whatever they saw there, and that was their business ground. In Liberia, when they saw this, the green, whether spice or pepper or whatever vegetables that could well grown in Liberia. Today, we don't grow those things. We're depending on Ivory Coast for our peppers, for our tomatoes, and all of those stuff, so that we buy from them. And this is what created more woes, if you will, to the country. Liberia was known for agriculture purpose. We're not utilizing that opportunity. People come, our bananas. You can prove me wrong. Most of our bananas that now maybe some of them coming from the Ivory Coast, but Brazil was providing Liberia the supermarkets, other places, uh, those places that you see, whether Lamco supermarket or Asada Matar, what it is now. Most of those are European or foreign owned businesses. They were getting the bananas that they stack up in their businesses. They were getting them from Brazil, whereby we have this the soil for agriculture. We don't sell our bananas and things like that. Those people they don't buy it from us. we only sell our bananas to Stephen. After he buys maybe one or three, he swallow it. That's it. So what will encourage me to make more banana farm? Because the market, we bring in other people to import those things in our country, and we don't do those stuff. And at the same time, our government support the foreign people to bring in the goods that we can grow in the country, the stuff that we can grow in the country. So from day one, they have not been in the interest of our people. And now that the disease has grown, it is inside of us. It's like a thick worm. It's been eating us up. There is no medication to easily kill that tapeworm, or maybe H. pylori bacteria that is eating us up and creating ulcer in the many lives of Liberia. Today, you ask most people in the country, oh, I suffer from ulcer. But what causes ulcer? Or maybe because I didn't eat on time. It's not too much because you didn't eat on time. We have the H. pylori bacteria that is infesting almost everybody in the country. And the H. pylori bacteria, it can cause ulcer. It can lead to stomach cancer. But all we do is that. We diverting. I'm saying this to say that it's not a topic we're talking about. I'm saying this to say that our people, they have not been benefiting from any contracts that people have been signing, because our leaders, they are not nationalistic. They are not patriotic, probably the same word, and they are not innovative. If you are innovative in a country and you see that the entire country, in a little flood, it destroying a lot of stuff, not like America, where you have certain areas that is known for flooding, for the river, that what is going on in Texas today, that causing a lot of stuff because the river backed up into the community that was built around that river bank. And of course, more than 100 people have been killed in this. But you see, plastic bag, tires, all the rubber we put them in a drainage way. If anybody, any Liberian leader or politician, if they were very, very nationalistic and innovative, they would do that other countries are doing, like Ghana. Say, look, we're gonna get all of these plastic bags from the gutters. We're gonna get all of these tires from the gutters. We're going to change them to we can recycle them so that we can make other stuff that we can use. It will create job opportunities.
Job creation, yeah.
Say that again.
So those are all job creation.
Of course, then you are creating job, and at the same time, you are reducing the dirt, the filth in the country that are causing everyday typhoid fever. Because
after before you go for Solomon, before we take the course, if you look at most often in Liberia, Monrovia per se, the deaths, if you look at the deaths, too many plastics than the ordinary death that you see. There are too many plastics.
And that's why too many plastics.
Yeah.
Besides all of those plastic, you can burn them, you melt them. They instead of being in a little plastic form that you see, they are now in a different form. You can recreate them into different objects, different things that can be used. For example, most of our rice that come in the country, they come in some form of plastic bag. And those plastic bags, we throw them all over the place. So now you use it for tobacco, or you do all of this stuff. We throw them all over the place, and then of course they block all of the drainages. And they're making the place dirty, and then they're creating more flood in the country. And then when government ready, they break down somebody's house, you build it in the drainage area, and what have you. I'm not saying if somebody build a house in a drainage area, government should not make them to take it from there whatsoever. But if they are innovative, there are all those plastic from there, and you will do recyclable. So if you look, we have all of these waste products in the country, and these they can create job. They can create opportunity for money. Other countries, whether in the United States or in the UK, wherever they are, or even in Ghana, they will say, okay, we will come in the country so as to do the recyclable stuff to make plastic chairs that the churches or the school or the other people they can use. It can be done, but they don't do that. Look, all of the banana peeling, the pawpaw peeling, the pineapple peelings. Government say, okay, we're gonna find a place. We got a lot of ground. We're gonna bury all of our biodegradable dirt. We bury them, and then we're going to make organic fertilizer. You package those dirt. Somebody will buy them for their garden, for their stuff. They see them here. Gregory, and most of our people in government, they see that if you go to Home Depot or some of these other places, you buy the dirt, the fertilizer, dirt, and to plant your tree or to do this. Liberia, we have all of those things. Why can we use our biodegradable something to turn it into fertilizer that will create job for these logos and other people, so that it will be financially secure to be able to take care of stuff? Everybody cannot work in government, but
Not at all.
somebody can work in the government initiative of the recyclable.
And there be some community initiative that people can actually take advantage of.
And if the money is there, the government say, okay, since you have the idea you want to do this, we'll give you money to do this. And even if it is for you to pay the government back, or it is an agency that the government is creating for you to be able to manage it, it will be done. Look at the Do River, the amount of debris, all kinds of things that over there. Not one day, the government will say, you know what, we got to clean the Do River to make sure that in the future, if you're going to put a boat there to transport people from the other end or down to downtown or Monrovia, so that we can have waterway transportation. They're not talking about all of those stuff. When you build a decent stuff, you got a better waterway. People use a ferry to come from maybe Dupo Road to come all the way downtown Monrovia or wherever we have those rivers. They can make good use of it. When the Chinese came in and they started doing sand money, and the government could do that, but the Chinese taking everything from there. The people where they're working with, they don't pay them the proper wages and things like that. And then at the same time, they're ill-treating our people. We don't have innovative leader. That's why the Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. It doesn't mean for you to be an LU student or Cotton College or student. No. The knowledge, those are things that we're talking about. Thank you, Steven.
Lagging direction. Okay, so we can take calls now. Later on, we can analyze the callers, points on the discussion tonight on the show.
Okay.
Okay, so if you just join us, you're listening to the Nighttime Spin right here on Freedom FM 87.9 and Radio LIB there, Staten Island, the United States of America. You can call us this morning on our numbers on 0776 104 104 0886 500 104, or for those of you in the diaspora, call us on our WhatsApp number +231 886 500 104, and the female line is 0770 297 016. Call this morning. You'll be live on the Nighttime Spin right here on Freedom FM 87.9. Hello? Oh, too bad we lost. Let's go to the line here. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, morning.
Morning, good morning.
We are good.
Yeah, what our brother was saying concerning
What's your name first?
okay, my name is Alice Koga. I'm calling from Ghana, Japan Freeway, fast.
Okay, Elizabeth, here go ahead. Just 1 minute, please.
Okay, what our brother was talking about concerning the government and the strategy for job facility to be in the country is good. When you're saying everything is true, for more job in the country, it will decrease the criminal rate in Liberia. Because some people, they're willing to work, but no job. So they decided to go do what they're supposed to do.
You see some people willing to work, but no job.
No job. So people willing to work, but no job.
But there are some people who are willing to work, but they are not actually prepared to work because they don't have the proper knowledge of what they want to do.
Yeah, but for me, I graduated from the Heavy Duty Driving School. I went King George, Yamati. commanded. I went to Kinjo, I went for practical, for job training there, and I'll qualify. But one thing there, I don't get a job. That's a lesson.
The driver
I came
license.
back, said $90 US to get the lesson, help me to the lesson. I tried begging her for 60 hours, she said no. So, today, if I want to very quick, I have $115 US.
Okay.
So, so that money, everything there was no way to get a job. It's everything. I tried going to our representative for district 12. Tried going there, no way to get it. See,
Okay.
some of them tree, but to get a job, I know.
Okay. Thanks for calling. Hello.
Hello?
Yes. Good morning. Oh, too bad we lost it. Was 0776 104 104 0886 500 104. And for the female line is 0770 297016. And if you are watching us live from outside Liberia, call us on our WhatsApp number +231 886 50104. You listen to our discussion about the benefits of Liberia when it comes to our leaders going outside to negotiate, perhaps to go for a better summit. Why do the country actually benefit? What has been the effort so far? And hello, morning. Wow. No, you have to do me justice, oh. The radio is loud. I'm getting it's okay. I think it's okay. Go ahead.
So, let me appreciate you for the discussion this morning. And your opponents last on the radio was talking about sometimes from lack of knowledge, my people are perished.
Yep.
And I just want to get one or two things on the show this morning. You see, what happened is that the innovation that people are talking about in Liberia, they're all bad down, sometimes not the West government.
Say that again.
You know, job creation is very important. But how the government create jobs? Creating of jobs can be done in several ways. Like, say for example, yes, you're talking about programming from the colleges and no job. But how do you do that? You can have a corporate organization where you can invest money for people to do other things. Just imagine an ordinary person like myself will go and engage or start in the interior and stand to pump in money, something like 5,000, and people press that place and begin to start planting crops. And every time you send the money, people are pressing and planting the crops. In the next 3 to 4 years, you'll be having something around 30 to 40 acres of land that they will go and coffee. But because I don't have the money, so I have to start with that money. But once somebody is not giving loan to ordinary people to be able to invest, this is a major problem in Nigeria.
So
They have to open the market.
yeah. So in short, you're saying that you want government to extend loans to those that actually interested in helping the government when it comes to agricultural sector.
Yes. And I'm saying this to let you know that even the loan they are providing, when they want to provide loan, it is not the ordinary people that benefited from the loan. The same people in the higher up are the ones that benefited from the loan.
How can you
They don't have
confirm?
the kind of collateral that government creates. The ordinary land does not have that collateral. So he or she will
So
not
you're saying
benefit.
that you find it difficult to get loan?
Definitely.
Wow.
Yes.
So what are some of the procedures?
Say
What are some of the procedures?
For a typical example, you must be able to provide a land deed that worth more than that loan, and then they will be telling you have to go to LRA to do taxes on that land, to do, they just put in a criteria that makes it difficult for you, the ordinary
But
person.
that's what you think it makes it difficult for you to understand. But that's the people law. That's what it go by. So you
but
think
even
it
if you pass
doesn't?
through that,
So you think it doesn't suit you? So it means that we're not suing any other person?
no, if you pass through that, even you go to LRA, like me now, if I go to LRA, I have my own property and I have to and I put in for that loan. Because my name is not familiar names, I will not get that loan, my brother. I'm telling you, I'm a citizen of Nigeria.
I mean, that's their own exception there.
That's my own exception. And generally, answer do your market research in Nigeria and see who really getting loan.
Okay, we'll do that.
I'm also a victim of that too, though. He's not what he's saying is true. We discuss it.
Okay, you give your info that with. Okay. 0776 104 104 0886 500 104. I want the guys from outside the quarter because they too are Liberians and they have a stake in the discussion. Hello? Hello?
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Yeah, I'm Imam Bakar Sano calling from Bumila, Florida.
Let's hear you, sir.
Yeah, I used to hear normally before the war, hear factory, tissue factory, shoe factory. I think the one was manufacturing, one of the real factory. So if people want our resources, they shouldn't carry the raw material or the concrete. Then they pay factory. When you want, you pay the factory in the car you manufacturing, you must take every 3 pieces, you carry one, you get the concrete one, you get the government one. So, but people not paying attention to that. If the thing you manufacture, each 3 you carry one, the concrete one, the solution one.
That's what you're going to recommend, but it depends on how the entire discussion is going to go. You recommend something, you just cannot say on your own and then agree upon it.
So that we'll share idea.
Okay, yeah.
You should put on the floor. We get raw factory, we get manufacture plastic.
But what about going outside Liberia? What do you expect?
So we shouldn't get paid for nothing. People will say that US. What the US can do for us? When they give $1, we earn another $2 only. We give to them. 10 years from now, we just when they put recall the resources, you
talk about battery factory, shoe factory, what have you? You know, I know you are male of age. You were around that time, and what did you see then? What did you see then? Were they facing battery there or manufacturing battery or what have you? Oh, we lost him. Okay, 0776 104 104 0886 500 104. We're looking at the invitation of Liberia's President Joseph Boakai to the United States of America to discuss issues pertinent to Liberia growth and development when it comes to business. My colleague actually talked about it in detail about previous leaders not mentioning Liberia case, the rebel, because it's all about themselves and not the interest of the country. Hello? Whoa. Hello? You're sleeping, eh? You just woke up on bed?
Yes, I can hear.
Then you got to call back. Drink some water and call back. 0776 104 104 0886 500 104. And our WhatsApp line is +231 886 500 104. Hello? Morning. Go ahead. Are you the chief? Are you the boss man?
Oh, I'm boss man.
Go ahead.
No, I just call you to tell you about the King. I go there to go to work.
What?
I go there to chat or somewhere to be doing it at this one.
Oh, what that dog is? Okay. I think let's get to the female line. It could be somebody Please, if it's a male, I will not take you. This line is actually for female. Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Hey, ba. It's a
Hello?
female line. He calling again, ba.
So female get big voice. Oh.
Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Is
Hello?
a female voice, Solomon?
You're not female, I'm male voice.
But this is not male, the male line. This line for female.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, God. He laughing? The female line is 0770 297 016. Just a female only. And the general line is 0776 104 104 or 0886 500 104. And the WhatsApp line for those outside Liberia in diaspora, call us on +231 886 500 104. Hello?
Hello?
Yep.
Sorry, Joseph calling from Chattanooga.
I didn't get your full name, please.
I said, Maurice Joseph calling from Chattanooga.
You there, bro? Visited Chattanooga. How is Isaac Tondo?
Everything is gone.
Yeah?
Everything is gone.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What the person what man was seeing again, I say, you got different. Heavy to say, sorry. You getting me?
Go ahead. I'm trying to get you, but you come in some
You
more
got
questions.
different. Heavy to say, driving, you went to enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we made lesson in it. So that's what I'm trying to say. You want you graduate from the job, you pass. You see, lesson. You know what something I will let you in a career to you, like job. You graduate, you want you pass the test to find the lesson, and then you can find the contract, so when you do, you see that lesson. You ask the government to help you with lesson. I haven't seen that before. You're already getting a job, you pass. When you cannot get out and find a way to find the contract that you can get that lesson and go and do your job. Back to the plastic there at the port of labor. I think that's one of the best things that the government can do. Now,
Okay.
people have to help and keep our country clean. Because when I go on the Japanese freeway, you see the quarter of the project building feed, looking the quarter, you see the
They
tank.
died. Hey, bro. People don't have conscience. People don't have conscience.
You see the place with
And they can do it willingly, without fear.
See, government should create avenue for people to get loan and other things.
You know, everything can be done by government. You know, sometimes we too gotta take the lead as community dwellers because I don't want to say citizens, but me I say let's start from the community first because it is where we have, you know, our own upbringing.
Yes.
If you develop a community very well, if you go about perhaps, you know, district wise or nationwide, you could do better. But if not, if you're not doing anything, then what more can you do?
But the people, if you say other country, they can't tell you say your country like this, like this. They don't get it by more. They all put together unity. They build a place. You see, but the people don't like to do it. The man said government should create ways that people get loan. How many are all here since here? They give you money where to go into the sea, you take the money, fly, go other place. People that did loan for people ask them, other thing is today, so when they're going in Cuba. See, we are not sincere. That's why we are suffering.
Sincerity is lacking, you think?
Thank you.
Okay, welcome. 0776. Please call us. Those of you watching us live from abroad, call us on our WhatsApp line +231 886 500 104. Morning.
Yes, good morning. How are you?
We are good. I'm not alone.
My name is Ernest Lamokno Pastor.
Go ahead, so let's hear you.
Okay, well, I want to say, I've been monitoring your program when the accident occurred on a house. And you're involving a Christian. And me, I'm a Christian. I'm a man of God in fact knowledge. And me, what I want to tell, and even
What are you saying, sir? Hello?
Yeah.
What are you saying? Are you discussing what are you talking about what we own tonight because we don't want to divert our topic.
Yes. I heard the last caller talking about job facility, right?
Did you listen to the topic before calling or you just tuned in?
No, I just tuned in just now, so
Oh,
let me know that I'll call back.
Okay. Well, 0776 104 104 086 500 104. Call us this morning, be live on the Night and Spin. We are discussing the visit of Liberia's president to the USA, the visit President Donald Trump on business purpose. How will this visit or how previous visits, business summit affect the country when it comes to development? Who have been the one blocking our progress? Are the leaders doing themselves well or the country well, or are they doing for the own gain or what? So call and give your input. What can be done to make sure that all of these things are put to place that will make sure that the real benefits, are being seen or achieved by Liberians, because it has to do with energy development, top of current, health, human development, women, youth empowerment. There are so many areas of government that are lacking all of these things. When sometimes we talk about when presidents are traveling, the huge delegate with him. I think during President Weir time, there was a visit to, I think, the first or second UN General Assembly, where in fact, on the sideline where you have ministers engaging other country ministers, for bilateral agreement about how they can cooperate to help each other. As a country, Liberia will benefit because we don't have much. But sometimes president go about just scam people because of the name of being part of the president delegation. But because on the side the program they're going for, there will be technicians that do on-the-ground investigation or engagement with those that will be there to form partnership that will affect the country when it comes to development. If these things are not done, then where are we heading to? Just rapping and go back and back? Then what's the benefit? So we want you to call and give your input on the topic, on the discussion. Call us on +231 for those of you outside Liberia. Like I said, the diaspora line is +231 886 500 104. Let's get to the line here. Hello.
Hello.
Morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Name, where you calling from?
I'm calling from Jamaica.
Okay.
Car factory.
Yep.
Pertaining to the topic.
What's your name?
My name is Joseph Pony.
Joseph Pony.
Yeah.
Go ahead, JP.
Okay. I want to speak on what was just said on the show. I was following the show, what you were going through pertaining to job facility and also going through the government, people that have interest in the country.
Just hit your point.
Yeah, my point here is, you see, for one fact, we put people in our country here, we put them to power or in power, and we give them the privilege to lead us, but they do not have that mind of leadership. So they are decorated. For them, you don't know anybody until you try them. So when we start trying all of these people, they don't have the love of this country.
They say even though a real man gave him power.
Yeah?
They say even though a real man gave him power.
Yes. So that one we got to know them now. They are just greedy people. They're there for me, myself, and I. That's all. They only want to benefit from the country they are drawing, the country resources and giving it out to people just for their own businesses. So I believe that we just need to pray.
Just
and
pray.
also, we all need to pray that God will help us one day that we will find somebody.
We need to
or
act,
people-
not just pray. We need to act.
Yeah, we will pray and ask. You know, as you pray, you asking.
No, me act. To take
Yeah,
action.
Yeah. Okay, like, yeah, okay, right, okay. Yeah, we can pray and act upon it too. Let us try to look at these people keenly. You see, for me, I look at this time now, even what our president going for, I believe that we will not see benefit because our president is only going to answer yes, sir. He's not going to seek our interest.
You think so?
That's my point. Thank you for calling the show.
Okay. He don't want call. Let's get to the female. Oh. Hello? Hello? Oh.
That was Lady Yeke.
I think so. I want money for you. I just want for yeah. Hello?
How are you, sir?
We are good, oh.
Yeah, my name is
Oh. Hey, the phone. I hold on the phone to all your money behind us. Okay, 0776 104 104. Hello? Who's here? Hello?
Hello, morning.
Morning, sir. I'm hearing you. You're live on the radio. What's the name?
I know,
Can't get the name too. I didn't get it. Oh. Hello?
yeah, hello.
Yes. Good morning.
Yeah, how you doing this morning?
Good.
Yeah, my name is Dennis M. Brown. I'm calling on District 13.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, what your friend was saying there about job creation is a good idea, but our senators need to do some work. Like, we have 15 counties in Liberia and we have 30 senators. Because each county got 2 senators.
Mm-hmm.
So these senators can join and get their own farm where to employ Liberians. You will be there working. Like that.
But don't they have farm?
You see?
Most of them have farm. I think so.
Most of them get farm, but you get very see how many Liberians are working there. You don't really farm many Liberians working there.
People working
So
there.
when you really call it farm, where you be able to employ about 5,000 human beings to working. I'm not talking about.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You made them a joint venture.
Yes.
See, you think it's possible?
Yeah, impossible. Nothing impossible with God.
I don't want to bother there.
Like for me, I'm from one country from
So you mean the two senators from each country should have a farm?
Yes, they can join. They have a farm. They employ Liberia. It's very simple for people to start working.
What if they're not from the same party? Because I know when it comes to party, affiliation, they may not try to act. They may not actually, work together in fullness.
These are the things that suffering Liberia.
Okay.
Yes, these are the things that very suffering Liberia. If we are not from the same family, and say you develop and develop.
Because I know for sure that actually will be an issue too.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing too.
Yeah, we can plan. We have differences. We work together in the interest of the country, not in the interest of ourselves. And for me now, my grandparents have 450 years old land. They just lay down, no work there. I'm between Bible and Pong County. So, if I'll get my own way, probably doing that, I'm not going for anybody. If I'll get my own way. Seriously. Yeah, really, because they can go there, so they go campaign our there. They will go there, they will tell the people, say, oh, we'll do that thing. Send all the
Okay.
Now we see it there. We have not even set us on the current representative for TV7 Igbo County.
Okay.
So David I think will be free to vote not only to that. If I give who I tell people say if I should vote, you have to go with
But I don't think it'll be a good thing to do.
We have a president or whatever representative.
So you'll be your own senator or representative.
Yeah, but that was for the country. If you the better Chinese best, but the senator will be on the other side, taking down the money. What I say?
Okay. Thanks for calling.
Nothing. All right.
Welcome. Hello.
Yeah, how you doing?
We good?
Okay.
What is your name?
Thank you for, this is RMO.
Mr. Mo, go ahead.
Calling you from Jacksonville. I want to say this to you. Thank you so much. But it's a very, very bad thing that we can learn from somebody, I can remember that we have a lot of people that were living here, they have farms. Dennis's farm, Maurice's farm, Lapis farm, and on and on. And now, for this country, we are not seeing any of our representatives, senators, to say they even have a farm after retirement for them to go back on the farm.
Somebody got a farm. I think it just been, they don't really show about their farm, but most of them got farm.
Yeah, but where you say you have a farm and there's no farm person working for them to have
someone doing farm business.
Yeah, so I mean, it is. I don't know why you are saying register, but it is on cover. And
how will a lawmaker be lawbreaker? Then that mean because I don't want to call it a name because I may be promoting them, but I know some of them. I've seen videos of their sites, and I see the production side. What have you? And I know operating on government.
Yeah, but what type of impact will it have on the citizens of this country?
People are working there.
What we are seeing.
Except for you to say that it is their personal business, but others are working there, they're getting paid for the work they do.
Yeah, but now, if you will say, others are working there, I won't deny it. For how many times do they put food on the market or all their products on the market? These are things we're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But what we need to know
to say, oh, they cassava from XYZ farm, or they store it from. Okay, I understand your point.
Yeah, and one of our brother too that is around here now. He's doing avocado business. The man is planting huge avocado. Why you think avocado will be, from his farm and that would
what about avocado?
Okay.
What about avocado?
So what is avocado?
Yeah.
Avocado is the king of fruits.
I mean, Labrador, why do you call it Labrador way? I know.
Oh, they call it Potapia.
Oh, do you not know?
Potapia.
Yeah, it's Potapia.
I don't put your leg, man.
It's one of the nutritional food that other people, like Kenya, all of countries in Africa, and Kenya is the most lead country to the production of avocado. When it comes to it, I read about it. See?
Well, we hope that all of these, trips outside the country of our leaders, we hope that we actually benefit as a country.
Yeah, because if I will tell you that, I've been doing the research on Avocado Society of Kenya, and they have Kakuzi. It's a factory in Kenya, and it's the hands of farmers in that country. And the farmers become rich people. Can you imagine? As I just tell you, Google on them, you will see. You see, and we don't have none of these people like that in Liberia. This is what we're talking about. The people, they benefit from farming. You see, so if avocado farm can able to that country. We don't have the kind of thing here. And they don't want to support anybody.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay, bro.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We'll take just 2-3 calls and we'll go back to solo because we don't have much time on the show. We run out of time. Hello.
Good morning.
Morning. Who's the female going to call before I leave? I seen the alarm blinking. Morning. What's your name, sir? Name is what? Randolph Taylor.
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr.
Yeah.
Taylor.
Yeah. I got one thing to say. And let me say today, we hear you only generally very happy for tomorrow. Taking your record. This is the mistake that we made for the past. We have made it.
Female line, just hold your call. I will take you sometime after this call. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Talk to the female calling.
When the Israeli came here, they execute double. They kill him. And they pull the country history in your hand.
You say, who killed Toba?
The Israeli.
You got proof to that?
Or not,
You got proof to that?
I got proof on it.
Who's history to you that?
When they killed double. When they killed double.
I mean, you don't talk. Let's take the female line, man. Why they ain't been talking so? Hello? Yeah?
Yes, I like that this man on the
Who made that though? Who made that? I asked you, I listened to you when there the last time. I said, who made one? She laughed.
Honorary.
Story, I beg you. Please free my money.
Whatever.
This is my brother, man, a good nation, man.
You doing?
So, when you come to our country, I want to say to Boaka, when you stand behind close to, then you can't tell.
Oh, the
When you
HBS?
sit in that bureau, or you sit in that bureau,
One point the country.
I want to go for my son. That's when you go somewhere, but I get where on. But you see, what I'm going to document in hotel, also living in the country. Then you can't tell what
Emergency.
Emergency.
So say will be that Pierre when they come back.
Who the one here? I've seen it. I was called Lavia.
Where will it be that Pierre?
Many jolly Pia.
What a program to us, all I think the best sound.
The name is Jerolimic Matthew Pia.
He's not behaving like a girl. Let me.
Okay,
Okay,
Data General Massisi.
yes.
I know, right?
I'm calling off you. I mean, that is suffering. We do hell. For me,
Hell, very low one day.
I think a little bit trouble. Some people in this country that voted Boaka, they feeding the pig. And then see more than that. We do a motorcycle in this country. Talking about a friend, all they can see, they can do this. And they're coming for them now. They're coming for them too. They were crying, their friend they can see. Anything there for the street. When your friend crying, that be your cry. They are tear to car. Or you say, you say you're not care. You're like, oh, yeah, they are they are baby now. Now they're coming for the same, and I will be there. They will not go to the place. They're crying now on radio. They should come to that hill. Who will come to that hill? Me, I will be there first, everything. Waka. Can't care who about them, and I will be there. Get a part to that door boy, carry from that door boy in that room. The man will know where to collect their money, they allow you part the old the old sadi or the old car that you are saying. Who suffering matter, they protest are coming, will not make it fun. But I will tell you in this country.
You'll be there?
You tell in this country. I'm telling you.
You'll be there?
Oh, I say I will be there. If you ask me, you'll be there. You be there, general, ask me, you'll be there.
No,
I will be left, I will be the front. So you all still be there, so they come will kill her. I will that day. I will be the forefront of protest. That's what I Isa.
That's
Isa will
the general.
the country belongs to us. Because everybody not for you. So you see, you're a slave.
That's the general.
When you tell the poor, you're not doing it. It's everything in the country. And nobody seems to talk about it. You're in the money. They say, go pay people every 2 weeks, they will pay you. The American side today, the way they reserve. Can you imagine that? The way they reserve on a blue power? You get people on time, you last the person of people after 2 weeks, you pay them the money, so there's no salary for people to president coming. People are rejoicing in the country. The whole country dry. The whole city is that. Brother, that. I don't know you're going to.
I got simple.
So that you got something. If you know, you enjoy, stay home. But for me, I'm feeling a bit mature and we're having cancer. I'm feeling a bit, no business going. Everybody crying. I wait for that protest. So people can say enough is enough. Now begging you. Thank you.
Okay, Masisi. Solomon?
Yes.
I'm taking more calls now.
All right. Thank you very much. Many thanks to our callers. Liberia has a serious problem. One of the major problems that we have in Liberia when it comes to government is that we always say we don't want socialist government, we don't want communist government. But when you hear our people call, those very things that they say they don't want, that's what they expect from our lawmakers. Look, the lawmakers, you don't depend on them to make farms so that they can hire people. It's the plantation mentality. That's what was done during slavery, and that was a mentality that the people, when they were set free, when they came to the country, the mindset was plantation. President uh, Benson in Buchanan, he has this cocoa plantation. People used to work there. The other president, they have their plantation. People used to work there. The Liberian people Liberia never really benefited from those plantations. For the individual, and maybe just for you to go to work and be able to get something to eat, they pay you small money. But if you really want to make good use of the free market democracy, you have to be the one to have your own farm. The problem in Liberia, which I thank God for President Donald Trump for, is that begging, oh, we give this, give. That will not help you as an individual. But do something where you will benefit and the person will benefit. In Liberia, most of our people, when they call, oh, we want help, I don't get money. Like one of the brothers said, they talk about loan and other stuff. Of course, in getting loan, if you don't pay, even here, if you get a loan from the bank and you don't pay, the bank will go after you. If you don't pay, whatever way they can do to take you to court, they will do all of those stuff until you pay them. In Liberia, we always say, oh, that government issued our taxpayer money. So when they gave you the money, they gave you the loan, you don't pay. So then what happened? Then the government said, you know what? We will rather pay attention to foreign people or to other Liberians that will be able to pay the money. And if you're not able to pay the money, then bring a value. Because I can say, okay, I'm going to give you 20,000, and then you give me a value, a land value that is 5,000. You know, I'm a loser. Even if you don't pay me, I'll be the loser. So for that reason, they say the collateral should be even more than whatever money we're giving you. If you want to do business, instead of begging somebody, the other caller said, oh, he's a heavy duty operator, but in order for him to get his stuff, you are not able to get it because they want so money. Don't ask people to give you free money. Say, look, I want to borrow this money from you, Stevie, and I'm going to pay your money back. You get the money. The reason why you want the money for, if it's for the driver license or the certificate that you want, you get the money. Of course, then you're going to get a job. Then you pay that person back. But we always want for somebody to give us. Let that, you depleting the person on the resources and you not getting anything. This is a mentality that we have in Liberia, and we need to graduate from that. Ask somebody, look, I have this business idea. I think we can do business together. Then if you get a land and Stephen has the money, you say, okay, let's go into business. That's how the Lebanese people, the Fula people that you see in the country, that's how they do their stuff. They say, oh, my brother, I want to operate this store. I have this, I can do so and so things. I don't have the money, but let's do this business together. They will do the business after one, maybe after the first business, then they open another one. The Lebanese, The Chinese, they're doing the same thing. Only Liberians, we want for government to do this, government to do that. The lawmakers should have their plantation so that we can work on the plantation. We are the cause of our own development. We need to start thinking differently. And one of the Liberian politicians said, we got to change our mind, our way of thinking. We need to do that, and the way of thinking and acting. One other person I'm going to end on this because it's always 9 o'clock or 1 o'clock. Somebody said we should pray. My brother, the Bible says if we get sin in our heart, God will not hear us. I don't care how many times you kneel down, how many times you pull your face. The only thing is for God to forgive you. But the Bible says, if my people who are called by my name, you humble yourself, you repent from your sin, and you turn away from your sin, and then you ask God, and God is going to heal your land. Today, the person is Liberty Party, the other person is CDC, Liberty Party and CDC, they can see eye to eye. How are you going to pray? It is sin in your heart. The other person, we're from Jawia, the other person from Bwaka. Let us pray. How are you going to pray? And you have hate in your heart for the other person. You have all of this stuff. So the only thing that can heal the nation is righteousness. Righteousness exhausts the nation. We want to bring about reconciliation, but you hate the other group, and then you want to reconcile with the other group. It is still a hatefulness in you. God does not answer those kind of prayer. The only prayer He will answer, please forgive me. But when it comes to healing our land, when it comes to making us prosperous, we have to repent, turn away from our sin, and seek God's face so that God Himself will heal our land. I agree with you for praying, but we have to repent, and God will heal our land. Look, a President Joseph Yimam Bwaka is innovative and can resolve problem, and it is developmentally inclined. Then the $1.8 billion that is signed for the railroad something, Bwaka will say, look, we want to do the railroad from Yekepa to Bigana. We also want to connect the railroad from heading to Bigana. We connect it to the Beaumont's rail and then connect it to Monrovia. Then we do other rails in the country. It will make us to have free and safe travel. We'll be able to transport our goods and services all over the place. The people who will be putting either rail bus or train on the road for commercial purposes, and other, it will benefit Liberia and Liberians, and will also benefit the people that are doing that. That is innovation. Liberia, we don't have any real system for commercial purpose, for transportation. The one that used to come from Beaumont to Monrovia, it doesn't work anymore. So if we connect Liberia with railways connectivity, the INO will be coming to Bigana, a passenger will be coming to Bigana, people that get their planting from Bigana, wherever they want to carry it, they'll be able to transport those goods. That's how anybody who is innovative will talk about the people who want to do the rail, how you want for the rail to be done throughout your country. From Bigana or from Monrovia to Lofa, get road connectivity and all of those stuff. It will benefit Liberia, Liberians, and the person doing the business. So thank you very much for listening to us. We all need to do the right thing. Don't ask anybody, give me $50. Say, look, I want to do this business. I have so and so thing. Let's do the business together. And if you are honest and reliable, other people will come and do business with you. But most of our people in the country, they are not reliable. They are not honest. We have tried many of them. And still, our people, they are very, very bad of. That's why other people do businesses with other people that will pay their money back. I started with 5 motorboys, 2 vehicles, it went down a drain. We opened drugstore, it went down a drain. All the other stuff from our typical Liberians. So all of us we here want to do business, want to see you prosper, but we are not honest. We just want for the person to get you father out today. You use it, say, oh, we're suffering. We need to have a mindset of creating jobs. Then the lawmaker will depend on you because nobody can fool you with a rotten zinc or rotten nails and all those stuff. But because of your productivity and things like that, they will be running after you. And we need to have that kind of mindset. Thank you, Stephen, for the time.
Okay, so that's all. Go home this morning on the night on Spain. So the main thanks to you. I thought Tony should have been here alongside with Ali, but anyway,
Yeah.
it was a
Yep.
wonderful time, and I hope that we'll do it again another time, perhaps next Tuesday or same time here on the program, the night on Spain. So I wish you a pleasant time.
Thank you very much, Stephen. That was very, very good. That
Okay.
$1.8 billion, if our president is innovative, will make good use of it and Liberia will benefit from it through
Okay.
real connectivity.
Okay.
Thank you very much and good night.
My brother, God can bless anybody.
Win big today with Win Liberia on Freedom FM. Yes, for just $100 Liberian.